Welcome to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. When you hear the word chronically, do you automatically associate it with chronic disease? We all do, right? But because it's been programmed right into us. But what if we flip that whole idea on its head? Let's discover how we can create chronic health in our bodies, our minds, our finances, our relationships, and of course, in our lives. Hi, I'm Andy, and joining me is my life partner and everything, Minna.
So, we like cats.
Yes.
Did you know why I like cats?
I have no clue why you like cats.
It's because I like Garfield a lot.
Oh, that makes sense. I remember when I first met you, you had a lot of Garfield cat dolls, and you had all the Garfield comics. I remember that.
Yeah, and one of the famous sayings of Garfield is, diet is die with a T.
Yes, I love that. That's so true. That's so true.
So why is diet so hard for everyone?
I think what's interesting is, studying diets over the last 13, 14 years, everyone's sort of chasing for the perfect diet, just like the silver bullet to reverse disease. And to be honest, I don't think there's such a thing.
I mean, many years ago, I think we start with like the Atkins diet, some other diet, and then there's, of course, the no salt diet, the no sugar diet, no oil diet, the Mediterranean diet, which is actually one of the better ones, I think.
Yep, definitely.
And then there's the carnivore diet.
Well, you got the vegetarian, the vegan
diet. There's so many different ways, and yet all of them is die with a T.
And the interesting thing is, I get asked all the time, which is the best diet? And I always say, all of them. And then they said, well, now you're just not telling me any information at all. Because to be honest, I think all the diets work, but they all have their plus and minuses.
Like what?
Well,
I can say the Chinese diet doesn't work.
Oh, the Chinese diet. Well, once again, see, it's all relative, because Chinese diets now aren't as good because it's the raw ingredients, right? We're getting lazier now, right? We've been watching this really cool cooking show on Netflix, a Korean cooking show, Bon Appetit, My Emperor.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Anyways, it's this Korean show, and it's about this 3-star Michelin chef. She just won a competition, and then she got transported back to ancient Korea. Right. And it was really funny because like nowadays when we're making sauces and everything, a lot of these things are pre-made. But when she went into the king's palace, like everything's raw, right? Everything is raw materials. And she actually had to make even her own gochujang, right? Because that wasn't invented yet. So it's very interesting, when we say that the Chinese diet is not that good. And to be honest, I believe is not that good because the raw materials aren't as good anymore. Unfortunately, the Chinese people like us, we have mastered how to make anything taste good, even when the meat is not tender, even when it's not fresh, when the vegetables aren't fresh. We've found some ways to make them crisp again, to make them crunchy, to make them tasty.
Yeah, it's called MSG.
Exactly. Right. So once again, if you're going by taste doesn't equal healthy.
Taste is a big part of what we are, of who we are. That's our culture, right? So I think taste is important, but ingredients is just as important. So it's really about finding a balance.
Well, the interesting thing, I love what you said about taste is if you ever eaten anything that is fresh from the farm, freshly picked from the backyard, or even buying something from farmers market, eating the same vegetable or even eggs, they taste totally different,
It does.
right? So not only are you getting more fresh and more whole, but the taste is so much more stronger, right? Everything tastes a little bit more richer. Things are more, like the beef was more creamy, like more melt in your mouth, right? And you actually have that beef aroma when you're cooking it, right? Like if you're buying beef from the supermarket, you're stir frying it. There's no smell, right? You might smell the butter, but there's no beef smell. Like there's no essence of the beef. But when you're getting like really good, grass-fed, grass-raised beef, like the ones we have in Texas, I tell you, when you're frying that steak up or barbecuing it, you smell it, and oh my God, it's not the butter you smell; it's the essence of the beef, and it just tastes totally different.
Yeah, and even for produce, like for fruits and vegetables, the minute you would pick it, the nutritional value actually goes down. So the longer you let it sit, the nutrition value actually goes down exponentially. So it's like half and then quarter and then 1/8. So it's not just decreased by a little bit; it actually goes down a lot and very fast, right?
Exactly. And a lot of people don't understand is like when you're buying fruits and vegetables from the supermarket, before it gets to the supermarket, from the point it's picked from the farm, it probably traveled anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks before it went to the wholesaler. And then from the wholesaler, another 1 to 2 weeks before it gets to the supermarket. And then you're buying from the supermarket, which is technically anywhere from 3 weeks to a month after it's picked. So it's never as fresh as, you picking it from your own garden or you're from farmer's market. Farmer's market, they tell you is usually the day off. But even then, they may pick it 2 or 3 days beforehand. And it's still way fresher than sitting on some truck or somebody's, one of the wholesaler or supermarket's fridge for days to weeks, right?
Remember, we went to Panama Canal, and there's a lot of boats that go through Panama Canal, right?
Yes.
So if your food is sitting on that boat coming from Asia, China, Vietnam, whatever, in that boat went through Panama and coming through North America, that trip takes a few months.
Exactly. So it's sort of like, how fresh really is it? And then like Minna says, that means they have to pick it, pick the food when it's not even ripe yet, so basically otherwise it's going to be rotten by the time it gets here.
Yeah, so there's tropical fruits. My dad likes tropical fruits, right? But it's really hard to find like a good durian here. I know some people hate it. You either love it or hate it, but it's one of those things that you pick it, you can smell the aroma, right? But when by the time it gets here, because they're all frozen and they pick it really, really young, even after you defrost it,
it's not the same.
There's no nutritional value.
There's no nutritional value. It doesn't taste the same. The texture is different. I'm not a big fan of durian now. I'll be honest with that. Minna loves it. I tried it many times. Like Minna says, it's a love it or hate it. But I think it's true for all of the Asian fruits, right? Like the sugar apples, the rambutans, like all these exotic fruits. It's like, unless it's actually grown in Mexico or in Florida, they're just not, they don't taste the same if they're coming from Thailand, anywhere from Asia, because you think that is where it originated. But like Minna says, it took so long to get here unless it's flying by airplane. But even then, it's just not the same.
So after all that, the goal of talking about diet is that today we're talking about the keto diet, right?
Well, not really keto diet. It's more about talking about ketones.
Okay.
Right. So I think, when I said that all diets are good, it's because certain things, there are pros and cons for each diet. And I think there are holes in each diet out there. As long as you can figure out which holes to plug, then you're fine. It's like that vitamin commercial, Airborne, where they're saying that you got holes all over your body. It's the same with every diet. Every single diet, there are certain holes, right? And that's why it's so important to work with a functional nutritionist or like a nutrition coach, because they can identify those holes for you. So in a sense, all diets work for you. But one of the great ways when we're talking about, as biohackers, we are always figuring out ways to biohack our bodies. so we can get to a certain place faster. And one of the things we always talk about is ketosis, right? And we can do it through intermittent fasting. We do it through our keto coffee, but using exogenous ketones is one of the faster ways to raise your ketones up. And our next guest after this quick message is going to be talking all about that.
All right, so we're going to take a break, and we come back, we're going to have Kristy and our guest with you.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. With the energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science, at longevity, at exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
Why do 98% of beauty enthusiasts rave about coolness? It's all in the blend of ancient wisdom and modern science. Introducing Coolness, Pearlescent Face and Eye Serum Cream. This powerhouse combines the antioxidative power of schisandra berries, the glow of pearl powder, and the hydrating wonders of dragon's blood extract. It's like a time machine for your skin, making it radiant, firm, and oh so smooth. Inspired by ancient Chinese traditions and backed by modern nutritional science, this serum cream is perfect for dry, mature, and aging skin. It's time to unlock your inner glow with Coolness. Treat your skin to the best of both worlds today.
Hi, I'm Sarah Ramos, and I help people unlock their body's most powerful and natural fuel source, ketones. Our bodies are designed to thrive on ketones, but because of stress, poor sleep, and modern eating habits, most people never get to experience that. When I discovered pure therapeutic ketones, everything shifted. My focus, my energy, my mood, and my confidence all improved in ways I didn't know was possible. It's not about adding something new. It's about awakening what's already within you. When you start living in alignment with your body's natural design, it's incredible what your mind and body can do. My mission is to inspire others to live out their own unique transformation. Because you already have everything you need to thrive. You just need to unlock it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. I would like to introduce you to my dear friend, Sarah Ramos. She is a health and wellness entrepreneur, speaker, and certified ketone coach who helps people unlock their body's natural fuel source to live with greater energy, focus, and confidence. After experiencing her own powerful transformation using pure therapeutic ketones, Sarah became passionate about helping others awaken what's already within them. Through her business, content, and community, she empowers others to align their mind, body, and soul so they can truly thrive from the inside out. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Kristy. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're just absolutely delighted to have you. And joining us today, Andy's going to be joining us today for our interview. So we've got some fun stuff planned here. So Sarah, I was really interested when you were telling me about how you were a teacher before, because I was a teacher also, but how did that evolve from being a teacher to being an expert in ketones?
Right. I mean, I did everything at the beginning I was supposed to do, right? I went to college and I got myself a job and I became a teacher. And after 9 years, I just kind of felt like I was on autopilot. And so teachers in Idaho don't make anything, if you wanted to know. So you have to have side jobs. So I was waitressing, I was catering, and I was coaching, and I was teaching math full time. So that's what my week looked like. So I was just completely burnt out. So back in 2016, I just decided to retire without a plan and just see like what doors would open for me. I was not happy with like my health. I was living off of coffee and sugar. And I just kind of felt like I was meant for something different. And I wanted to see like what opportunities would come up and what doors would open if I allowed myself to be in that space. And so it was crazy. Everyone thought I was crazy for leaving my career because you're supposed to stay till you actually retire. You're not supposed to leave in your 30s. And so I was waitressing on a Sunday and someone handed me a card and it said ketones. And he said, you would be really good at this and you could help a lot of people. And when he said that, I researched it. And then my story just went on fast forward, like so fast. I feel like the second that door opened for me, it was the opportunity that I truly, truly needed. And so I went in to learn about ketones and I just told myself, man, if it can do a fraction of what it says it can do, like I'm going to help a lot of people. And I just took off with it and brought my husband home after 10 months. We started a family. We traveled the world. We got our healthiest. And I mean, we're just so thankful that we decided to take that risk. We decided to like see what else was out there. So it's like night and day difference. It's a completely shift of our future just by deciding.
Well, so let's back up a little bit. So did you start using the ketones as you started the business?
Yes. So, to be honest with you, I was looking for a business opportunity the most because I left my teaching career without a plan. My brain said, you got to figure it out during the summer while you're still getting paid from your teaching check. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go into real estate? Are you going to be a wedding coordinator? And then all of a sudden here's ketones. And so I was really interested on how I could help other people, but I also know that I have to truly, truly believe in something in order to be able to talk about it. Like I'm not a good salesman at all whatsoever. I could never upsell anyone when I was waitressing. I'm like, they're going to get what they want. And so, yeah, I started drinking the ketones. And the first thing my husband noticed it in me, he was like, man, your mood has like shifted. I'm always a happy person. I'm really happy. But I was like waking up excited to start my day. And he's like, something's just different. And then my friends were like, I took them for a week. I was taking 2 a day. And they're like, your body is transforming. Like, what is it that you're doing? And so went home, weighed myself. I was 5 pounds down, threw my scale out. And I said, I'm not going to measure my success by the number on that scale. But what I do feel is that I feel really, really good. So I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to tell a lot of people about it. So that was my beginning start with ketones. But honestly, I've had so many versions of what ketones have done for me because I'm a mom now. And so I drank them throughout my pregnancy. I drank them while I was nursing my daughter. I drank them during postpartum. So I have the before and better story. I have the hormone story. I have a patient story now that I have a 6-year-old. And so, yeah, it's been an amazing adventure.
Patient story, that could apply to parents and teachers. Yeah.
I love that story, Sarah. You know, I am the guy that loves digging into all the different ways holistic health can help, and ketones is one of the big ones. Can you explain a little bit better to the audience what ketones actually are? Because a lot of people, it's a big buzzword now, and ketones are amazing for your health. But a lot of people don't know what ketones actually are. If you can you know, maybe explain to our audience in simple terms what they are and what the benefits are to the body.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And just so everyone knows, like I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist, but I am a story collector. So I have collected stories of tens of thousands of people, and I love just getting educated on it. So I'm no doctor. However, with the ketones, you're running on 2 different fuel sources. So you're running on ketones or you're running on glucose. A lot of us are running on glucose, and we have a hard time tapping into our ketones. Ketones are a natural state of being. It is the energy fuel source we were designed to actually use. When we are pregnant, we create our own ketones regardless of our diet, because that is actually building the baby's brain at the rapid rate that it needs to build at. And we're meant to thrive on ketones, which is an energy fuel source. It gives your brain 38% more oxygen, and it allows your body to really communicate to the rest of your body what to hang on to and what to release. And so if you want to get there nutritionally, you have to starve your body of all carbs, all sugars. Your liver produces ketones, and that's how you can get that energy fuel source. So our company made a bioidentical ketone that's exactly the same as your liver produces. So without having to do the diet, you can do the diet if you want to, but you don't have to. You become this dual fuel source where you are burning the glucose, the carbs and sugars in your body, and at the same time, you have the ketones in your body, which is your optimal fuel source. So you can do the things that your body was designed to do. And when your brain uptakes those ketones, you will see that parts of your brain light up that have never been lit up before since you were little, because our brains can't always take up that glucose. So our product was made for the Navy SEAL divers. They wouldn't have seizures when they would dive down. So the benefits, I mean, it really is like everything, because your body starts optimally performing. So you get the focus. So if you're someone who is very forgetful, you'll start remembering things because parts of your brain are actually getting the energy that they need. Your hormones start to balance out, not because it's magic, but because like your brain is actually communicating to your body, like, hang on to this, let go of this. Your cravings shift because you'll start to see what your body needs for survival, not what you've conditioned your body to think that it needs. So it's pretty beautiful. And so being a former teacher, what got me most excited is like the focus in the classroom. Like they're always looking for the next best thing to give those kids to be able to focus in the classroom. Well, what if you had something natural and it didn't have like all these crazy side effects? So I started getting really, really excited for what it could do for brain health, but also like as a mom, like what it can do for your nervous system and calm you down and take you out of that fight or flight. So to wrap that all up, I mean, it's a fuel source.
I love that, because ketones is something I like to talk about for people. And what you talked about the dual fuel source, right? A lot of people, when you hear glucose, basically that is sugar, right? You know, everything that we gain from carbohydrates. Ketones, you know, the way I like to explain it, and I'd love to hear your view because you're the ketones expert, is ketones is, you know, like our bodies have sugar or fat for fuel. Right. So I like to associate, you know, ketones as burning fat.
Yes.
Right. So when we're taking your ketone supplements, does that help our body burn our fat resources too?
100%. Like that's the main reason why people come to me when they want to start ketones is they want a weight loss journey. Like they want to burn that stubborn fat. And I feel like, especially as women, like once we hit like 30s, 40s, all of a sudden we start storing fat in places that it's just not fair. Like it almost doesn't matter like what our diet is. If we are not getting good sleep and we are stressed out, like we're not going to release the fat that we need to release because our body is in fight or flight and it's so stressed. So when we can drink those ketones and it can tap into that fat storage, like it's miraculous. Like people have lost hundreds of pounds, like people going through menopause where they're like, I've given up. Like there's no solution for me. Well, when you put your body in its natural state of being and your body can actually communicate, it can say, you're never going to starve. There's always going to be like fuel in your body. You can let that go. That's hanging around that midsection. And so it feels really good to have a solution that's not hard. And also it's for everyone because it is bioidentical. It's safe for everyone to drink.
I love that. Kristy, do you have a question for her?
Oh, well, I'm fascinated because this is, but I'd like to know, like, it personally, I mean, you've kind of touched on it. Do you, besides you, does your family use the ketones? Does your daughter? I know your daughter is 6 years old. Does she use them too? Yes.
I mean, everybody that I love drinks these ketones because I want people to find like that best version of themselves. And that's truly what the ketones do. And so my dog is 17 years old. We give him ketones. Like we care about him. We want his brain to have the fuel that it needs. While I was pregnant, I mean, I drank those ketones. While I was nursing my daughter, I was drinking those ketones. So she's known ketones her entire life. So she loves the ketones. She says she has the cutest way of explaining it. Like she could be my marketer for sure. Because when she was 4 and she was in preschool. She's like, Mom, when I drink those ketones, like my brain's like this, but when I drink them, my brain goes like this. And like, you can't make that up. It's just like the most beautiful thing to see the people that you love, like, feel better. And so, I mean, I feel like people are highlighted around me all the time that are just like screaming for the solution. And I feel so fortunate that I have what they're looking for. They just have to be open to experience it and like take the time to receive the benefits, because we're all so uniquely different that we're going to experience those benefits in a different order. So ketones will go to work on whatever it is our body needs first. I think sometimes people are like, I want fat loss, I want fat loss, I want fat loss. Well, maybe you have something else going in your body that needs to be taken care of first. Maybe you have a lot of stress going on. Maybe it's your blood sugar. Maybe it's your sleep. Like, it might be something different that the ketones are going to work on first. And then as a result, the fat loss always does come. And what I love is that, like, not everyone is going to receive fat loss. Like, it does what your specific body needs. My husband does not need fat loss. He does not need fat loss. He's in his 40s and he is an active snowboarder. He is up there out snowboarding guys in their 20s. He does it for athletic performance. He also does it to like keep his brain just super healthy. If you look at him, you'll think he's in his probably upper 20s because like he's been drinking ketones for the last 9.5 years. So the reason he drinks them is different than the reason I drink them, which is different than why my dog drinks them, which is different than why my 6-year-old drinks them, which is amazing.
I have to know what, I know like there's different flavors. What flavor does your dog drink?
You know what? He drinks whatever I'm drinking. So as long as it is caffeine free, I just pour a little bit over his food. And he also loves ketone infused bone broth because it has kind of that like soupy like flavor to it. So we use that pretty often too. And we put that over his food. And I mean, it's amazing. It's brought him out of the most crazy situations because, I mean, he was supposed to not be here as of 5 years ago, and here he is.
Yeah.
Still doing well.
That bone broth trick would work with cats too.
Sure, I love that.
All right. Well, we're going to pause there and please stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more tips from Sarah Ramos. Stay tuned.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being. With the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Welcome back to the Chronically Healthy Life Show. This is so intriguing. The product you're talking about to get some bioidentical ketones to the body is so amazing, Sarah. I want to start off the second part of our interview. You mentioned a little earlier, because a lot of people realize that you can actually make your own ketones, right, by getting into ketosis. And there's, of course, the ketogenic diet, and then there's intermittent fasting. Can you, I'm going to give you a two-part question. The first question is, how long typically, from your experience, does it take to get into ketosis from the conventional ketogenic diet or from intermittent fasting? And then how much faster did that process happen with the product you have that you're offering?
Yes, 100%. And a good resource with this is the Ketogenic Bible. So you can get that on Amazon. It is written by Dr. Jacob Wilson and Dr. Ryan Lowry. So they are the formulators of our product. And it's pretty amazing what they have in there as far as if you want to do the ketogenic diet. The different recipes that they have in there are absolutely amazing. If you look at the glossary of like the different things that might be negatively going on in your life, you can see how the diet can help and then how our exogenous ketones can help. So it's really cool to be able to look that up and feel like you're not alone when it comes to like what could be happening and how you can resolve it. So if you were to do it nutritionally, it's really different for everyone. It's 100% different for everyone because it depends on like what your body is going through. It depends on your lifestyle. It also depends on your sleep, and it depends on your stress. So typically, if you are getting in a state of ketosis, a lot of people who live a little bit more of a healthy lifestyle can get in a state of ketosis in about 3 days. Sometimes if you're not living a super healthy lifestyle, it's going to take you a little bit longer because it's going to have to flush a lot more out of your body before you start nutritionally making those ketones yourself. So with our product, since it is a bioidentical ketone, it goes straight into your bloodstream. So you can feel this before you even finish the drink. I usually tell people spend about 20 minutes drinking your ketones so your body can really absorb it. And then you can use like the Keto Mojo. If you are someone that likes to see numbers and you want to see like a before and after to see your actual blood level of ketones, you can do it before, and then you can do it about, I would say, maybe 30 minutes after you finish your ketones. So if you're spending 20 minutes drinking it and then 30 minutes after that, and then you can see how your ketones are elevated. And again, it's going to be different for everyone. It also depends on fasting. So I'm a big believer of intermittent fasting. I never was before. I always thought to myself, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Like my mom always said, like, eat breakfast before you leave. So of course I'd have my Lucky Charms right before I left. I mean, you don't know what you don't know. But really breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it's how you break your fast. It is what energy fuel source you are using after your rest and digest. You just slept and then you just like repaired your body and now you're breaking that. And so you have to be really mindful on how you're breaking your fast. And so, just to go into like the food a little bit, since you talked about the diet, when you drink ketones, you naturally start to crave the things that your body needs. And so if you would have told me when I first started drinking ketones that I had to stop eating Halloween candy and that I couldn't have a complete full pot of coffee every single day, I would have said, I'm really not that interested. I like to go to Olive Garden. I like to have the never ending pasta. I don't like to be told what to do. However, I started drinking the ketones and it shifts. Like you start becoming more in tune with your body and you start realizing, hey, that actually doesn't feel good in my body. And when you wake up in the morning, you realize, you know what? I actually want to fast a little bit longer. Like I feel really good right now. I have a lot of energy right now. And if you start your day with ketones, it's even better because it makes your fast that much longer and it doesn't break your fast. It helps you with your fast and it helps with your appetite suppression. But what I noticed is with the food, I was programmed to think it's this time. I need to go to the fridge. I need to find something to eat. But really, that's like a program that we have in our brain and we're not actually hungry. So if you actually tap in and you actually see like, am I really hungry? Like most of the time we're just eating out of habit. We're not even eating because we're actually hungry. So when I started listening to that, that is when my before and after picture got extreme. And that's when the natural intermittent fasting just started, is because I just listen to my own body instead of saying like, oh, I can't eat yet. I got to wait because I have to have this certain amount of hours. Like that doesn't feel good to me. But when like my body is saying like, yes, I want to keep fasting and now I'm ready to eat. It just feels really good. So we've helped so many people with like nutritional ketosis by starting with these ketones, because it's really hard just to start and try and get into nutritional ketosis. But if you're drinking the ketones, it really helps guide you as far as like an appetite suppressant. It's going to help with your energy. It's going to help with your sleep. It's going to help with your focus. And it really just shifts your cravings completely. The things I crave now are not anything to what I used to crave. I like eat according to my blood type and my human design and what my body craves. And that was not the Sarah that you would have seen 10 years ago. I would be stocking up on Halloween candy right now.
I love that. I love that. I have one follow-up question, and I'm going to let Kristy take control here. So you mentioned that the ketones will help people get into nutritional ketosis. Typically, from one serving, what type of results are we expecting to raise our ketones if someone is not, doesn't have the ability to tap into fat, right? Most of us are so used to tapping into sugar for fat, right, into glucose. So for someone that's starting up, what type of expectations can they get from the first serving as to what they would see from the Keto Mojo? I'm just curious myself because I never actually tested it when I was using your product in the past.
I mean, I would have to go back to 2016 and see what my difference was when it came to my before and after. Because same thing with the scale. I was like, I can just trust my body and I'm just going to put that aside. But it's a really loaded question when it comes to like, what can somebody expect from one serving of ketones? Because I'm sure you've seen it like with other products that everyone experiences something different.
Exactly.
And so it depends on like what it is that their body needs. I've had people that have had different kinds of pain going on in their body, and they're like a 3-sip wonder. All of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm going to drink this the rest of my life. And I'm like, okay, like that's amazing. And then there's other people that they're so stuck on the benefit that they're searching for that they don't even realize some of the miraculous things that are happening just off of 1, 2, 3 servings, because they're so focused on wanting that fat loss, or they're so focused on like wanting that focus or wanting that like extra energy. And so all of our bodies are so uniquely and beautifully different that one serving is going to be different for everyone. I mean, I wish that everyone was a 3-sip miracle, because it would make my job a lot easier, because I want people to see what I see. But I've had women, actually, it took this one woman that I'm thinking of 6 weeks to actually notice a difference. And I am so proud of her for sticking to it, drinking it every single day, because it completely changed her life. She was in a rollover car accident with her entire family, and they were in a lot of pain. And so the ketones really had to go to work on so much inflammation within each one of their bodies. And as they transformed, I mean, it was frustrating for her because her husband lost weight way faster than her. Again, that's not fair when that happens with men. So he was transforming, and it took her like 5 to 6 weeks to start experiencing her transformation. But then soon after, her daughter started drinking the ketones. And I mean, this girl, she had lost all of her confidence after that rollover car accident, and her body physically changed, which was so beautiful. But then like her confidence and her mind and like seeing like what she was stepping into, it makes me excited about what I get to do, because that's the part I'm passionate about. I love when people see the confidence in their physical transformation, but my goodness, that mental transformation on how you're meant for more, like that's what I really love.
Thank you for the answer. Amazing.
That is amazing. That I love your energy and enthusiasm. Do you have some tips that we could take home with us that maybe we could start trying right now in our own homes?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say start your day with fueling for clarity. So a lot of people say like, if you win your morning, you win your day. And it's exactly right. So think about how you are fueling your mind, your body, and your soul as you wake up in the morning. Like, don't grab for something that's sugary, that's going to slow you down. If you can do a little bit of intermittent fasting, I would say that's definitely key. I would start tapping into your ketones, whether you decide to drink pure therapeutic ketones or decide to do it a little bit more nutritionally. But I would definitely fuel your morning with like how you want to set the intention of your entire day. I think sometimes our morning gets away with us or gets away from us, and we're leading with stress and sugar, and like that's just not the best way to start your day. So that would be my first tip. My second one would be protect your peace. Like you can't heal when you're in fight or flight. Like being a mom of a 6-year-old, like I know what it feels like to be in fight or flight. I mean, my kiddo gets on those 8-foot monkey bars and I think I'm literally going to die. So it's like, you have to protect your peace. You have to allow yourself to rest. Like when you allow yourself to get good sleep, you wouldn't believe like what can happen when you just decide to prioritize your sleep. That is your time when your body is resting. It is digesting. Try not to eat food right before you go to bed, because then your body is focusing all the energy on trying to process that food instead of trying to heal your body. So you sleep so much better when you don't have that food in your stomach, so your body can actually go in other places. So, I mean, it'll help your stress so much. It'll help your fight or flight so much if you focus on your sleep. Also your gratitude. I think that's a really important thing too. Like whatever we focus on grows. And so I just love to focus on gratitude no matter what season of life I'm in. I focus on my gratitude. And then lastly, I would say you don't need to add more to your plate. As a mom, I always think being successful, like the more I do, the more successful I am. And that's really not true. It's more about eliminating the things that don't serve you. So get rid of the things that are not serving you. That midnight snacking, I know it tastes good in the moment, but that's not serving you. Like stressing over things that you cannot control, like that is not serving you. So I would definitely say like, don't add more. Just think about what you can release instead. So those are my 3 tips.
I love the releasing thing.
Right?
That, I mean, we live in a society where it's do all the time. And it actually works against you.
It does.
And yeah, that's a really great tip.
So Sarah, what's the best way for people to get started on ketones?
Yeah, 100%.
How does your product work?
Yeah, so if you want the free version, so to get started on ketones, you can do it nutritionally. So I would 100% go grab that book off of Amazon called the Ketogenic Bible, and I would start your health and wellness journey just nutritionally. So if you're looking for something that's absolutely free, that's one way to get started to tap into your own ketones. The second way is you can contact me through Facebook, through Instagram. There's my website down there for more information, and also my email. And I do trial packs all the time. So they're 5 for $40. So you can try 5 different flavors in caffeinated or caffeine free. Just see what you experience. And again, it's no magic. Like your body is always using the ketones, but it's not a magic powder, even though my website's magicketo.com. And then third, if you really want a full experience, I would say give it 30, 60, 90 days. You can go to magicketo.com right there. And I have different videos where I'm doing an interview with different doctors, so you can get more information on it. And there is a spot where you can order a 30-day supply. And I highly recommend doing 2 a day. It's going to stay in your body for 4 to 7 hours. So take one first thing in the morning to start your day, because you're fueling your day with that clarity. And then most people get super tired around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So insert those ketones again. So then you're staying in ketosis the entire day, where you can really thrive instead of trying to just survive.
That's amazing. And so, yeah, you kind of already said about how people can find you, magicketo.com. We have a QR code for people. Where is the QR code going to send them?
It's going to send them to the
Magic Keto.
Yep, the magicketo.com. And I have so many different educational videos on there. I think sometimes when you're trying something new, some people are ready to just get started, while other people just really need to build that belief first. And so if you're someone that needs to build that belief, I highly encourage you to scan that QR code and go watch some videos, see some different success stories of how people's lives have completely transformed because they decided to get started.
That's amazing. Sarah, we are so grateful that you came on our show today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's been a fabulous. I'm just fascinated with this. Andy's familiar, but this is new for me. So this is really interesting. Thank you.
I love it. I mean, I could
Thank
talk
you so much, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. Hey, everybody, Kristy here. So we're talking about the 3 different learning modalities. And today we're going to talk about auditory learning. So auditory learners are the kids who need to hear directions. They love to have stories read to them. They typically are really good with music. I myself am a very auditory learner, and I was a chatterbox as a kid. I'm still a chatterbox. I talk way too much because I'm auditory dominantly. And they'll sing, they will repeat things, they will want to get into conversation. In school, they typically are the second kids to shoot their hands up. So the visual kids will go first, shoot their hands up, get a quick question, but the auditories are processing everything that's going on, and then they come up with deeper, more insightful, bring more to the conversation answers. They're the second in the line to bring up answers. So auditory kids they need exposing them to things like music, playing games like, can you identify the instrument that you hear playing in this song? Things like that are really good to build those auditory skills. All right, onward next time. Ciao for now.
Imagine a life where every day is fueled by energy, vitality, and purpose. Where age is just a number and your best years are always ahead. Hi, I'm Andy Nam, certified functional nutrition longevity coach, best-selling author, and international speaker. After reversing my own chronic health struggles, I'm now on a mission to help you live longer, stronger, and of course to look younger. I combine biohacking, cutting-edge nutrition, and stem cell technology to unlock your body's full potential. So no matter where your starting point is, I'm going to guide you toward a chronically healthy life. Ready to reverse aging and take control of your future? Connect with me today. Your journey to longevity starts here.
Hello, we are Mutts and Meows Rescue, a 501c3 nonprofit, foster-based, no-kill group. Mutts and Meows Rescue pulls dogs and cats from surrounding shelters in the greater Houston area. We even pick up dogs and cats abandoned on the streets. Mutts and Meows Rescue is foster-based and rely on your donations to keep rescuing. To know more about us is to know more about our furry friends and help them find their forever homes. Come visit us at Mutts and Meows Rescue on Facebook today and decide how you can make a difference.
Welcome back to Chronically Healthy Life. I always have a smile on my face when I see the Mutts and Meows advertisement. And for all those that's looking for a fur baby and you're local in Texas, make sure you reach out to them because they are always rescuing so many cats and dogs, especially the ones that's being abandoned as people moving out of their homes.
I always find it interesting how people think that a ketogenic diet is all about eating butter.
True. Well, actually, it's not just the butter, it's actually the bacon, right? And it is so funny because, you know, I love bacon, right? Bacon is one of my all-time favorite foods. But at the same time, bacon is probably one of the dirtiest foods out there.
Yeah, pork is one of the dirtiest meats out there.
Correct. Because most pork, they're heavily have antibiotics. They're fed really, pigs basically to eat anything and everything. So they're fed like GMO soybeans. They're fed all the garbage that every other animal doesn't eat. And there's that whole adage, you are what you eat. And of course, if you eat bacon, you're eating everything that's bad that pig was eating. But of course, there are better choices, right? I still eat bacon, right? I'm always looking for the heritage heirloom pork, the Berkshire pork, like the pork that is fed better diet, and everything. So it is very important when you're sourcing what you eat. So like right back in the beginning, the die with a T, it is being more mindful of what you're eating in each of these die with the T's, right? Just like even if you're eating vegetarian or vegan, a lot of people think that eating vegetables and berries is so healthy, but we have talked, we have showed you many times over and over again on the Dirty Dozen, Clean 15. On the Dirty Dozen, those are the 12 fruits and vegetables that are the highest on the list for best nutrients, like strawberries, right? Blueberries, you got cabbage, you got spinach. All these things are so toxic. So if you're not eating carefully and just eating for the sake of eating vegetarian or vegan, you could be eating a very toxic meal.
Yeah, so I think it comes down to the quality of your raw ingredients.
Yes.
So as long as it's balanced and as long as your ingredients come from a clean source, it's nutritious, you know that you're cooking it with good clean fats like butter, ghee,
avocado oil, virgin
bacon.
Olive oil. Duck fats. Well, once again, depends what type of duck you're getting the duck from. But like even from beef fat, right? Tallow. Exactly. Tallow is amazing for you. There's a reason why there are so many cosmetics now that have tallow, because tallow is amazing for your skin. Really good fat, like what Sarah was talking about, the whole ketones. Tallow is great for your brain. So cooking with tallow is probably one of the best things that you can do. So even for us, for more of a ketogenic, kickoff in the day, we don't eat breakfast. We shared many times. We have a keto coffee, which is like has ghee in it. We got
whole fat
milk. We got MCT oils, right? So right off the bat in the morning, we are drinking very high fat ketogenic style way to kick off our day without actually spiking our blood sugar and breaking our fast. Right?
Okay. So I think the last thing I want to say is the ketogenic diet or ketosis, stay in ketosis and intermittent fasting, there's a link to it.
Yes.
Right. What I find that intermittent fasting will bring you closer to ketosis, and the more you are in keto zone, the less hungry you get. At least not the time of hungry that you get hangry and you have to eat. Right. I get hungry also. You get hungry too, but you get over it easier if you're in ketosis. And sometimes you actually don't need to eat. You just need some water.
Exactly. Like Minna says, once you're in that keto zone and your body has figured out to tap into your fat, which all of us have a lot of. I don't care. Even if you're super skinny, super athlete, you still have a minimum 5 to 8% fat, right? So once you tap into that fat, you really aren't craving for anything like sugary treats and stuff like that, because we got all this good fat that we can just nibble on for energy, right? So once you get into that ketosis phase, things get definitely easier. So you can do through intermittent fasting, through eating a lot of bacon, a lot of butter, through the normal nutritional side, or like I said, you can do what Sarah does with her ketones. That's a great way to cheat you to get into ketosis.
So that's week for this week's Chronically Healthy Life. Thank you for sharing the space with us. We're honored to be part of your journey towards healing, hope, and longevity.
And of course, join us here every Friday at 7 p.m. CST on the Vitality TV network on e360tv.com, and of course on our YouTube channel at Chronically Healthy Life. Check out our new website, chronicallyhealthylife.com. We revamped everything, so everything's a little bit easier to understand and get a hold of us. And, please reach out to me, longevitywithandy.com for free 30-minute consult. And of course, we want to check out your coolness line too, right?
Also on chronicallyhealthylife.com, or just go to coolness.com. Either way is fine.
Perfect. Anyways, until next time, stay vibrant, stay strong, and always stay chronically healthy.
We see you next week.